Hello, Americans, and other friends and subscribers around the world. Thank you, man. Ha! You thought I was going to forget, didn't you? So this morning, get back. It gets Kyle excited. Okay, man, I'm doing stuff. I ain't got time. I'll make time for you later. We go throw a ball. Get the ball.
Or kick the ball.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, go lay down.
So, this morning, man, we thought we'd just do a little morning coffee visit and chat from the creek bottom. Look at me all.
And we did receive a package. You can't see it there on film.
Yeah, surprise package that we're getting ready to open. Skip back. And then, you ever seen this before? That's Christine. That's her name. She's named after a person. But I'm sending this over today. I'm sending this to my buddy Muskrat, and Muskrat is going to make me a sheath for it. So I got to actually, I have to give him a call after I send it to him, man, because I want it to hang down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously you wouldn't want it up like butt back and be jabbing me in the side, man. Be poking this back here. So, so I'll be sending this out. So, and I think he's going to do a video of why or when he makes the video, probably when he gets it and everything. So that will be very cool. So I'll be shipping that out today.
Would you like to use that to open this, please? And we're
that.
not 100% sure
Ooh,
of
watch your eye.
the sender on the box. I think that I know who it is.
Yeah, the funny, this is, you know, the cool small town living is, it actually got sent to one address. They seen
who it was to.
You know, Miss Kitty and Idaho Hillbilly and put it in our box. So that made it very nice living in the small town. I will touch on the small town thing for a second though, because the getting all the people and humans and everything. We talked about this the other day, and you go outside, or when you're outside with me and stuff, dude, so many people are moving to our county and all over Idaho, and the hustle and bustle and the noise from here in the 7 years that we've had the creek bottom, man, it is, dude, this is the loudest outside, you know, winter, and part of it's the construction, you know, so you got the heavy equipment and stuff, all that. But it's all right, man. At least I got my little creek bottom. I'll just hide down here in my little 4 acres.
Yeah, the first several winters were silent.
Oh, silent.
Absolutely
man,
silent.
It's loud. And then, you know, like I said, a couple video goes, because we got a rental that's down below us, and they got a couple of dogs that just never stop barking. And then some new people.
Which is far enough away, it's kind of a muffled bark, but still, they do bark a lot.
A lot. But, you know, is what it is.
Yep.
Man, when I get rich, I'm just going to buy that place, and then it'll be my rental.
We've actually had neighbors with dogs that bark much more than that. Not here, but in our previous residences we've had.
Oh, yeah, we won't talk about
that. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know who this is from.
Okay, and inside we have a card. Looks like a postcard.
Ooh, what is it, man?
Look at
It's mountain man stuff there.
And ROLLINS, it's a great day above the grass. Oh, that's pretty cute saying. Red would really like that. It's a great day above the grass.
Oh wow! Yeah. What in the heck is
this, man?
I need some dang glasses. I can't see.
This is a little bit of information. Faith, family, and feast. Recipes to feed your crew from the Grill Garden and Iron Skillet. Kent and Shannon Rollins. It looks like it's
KenRollins.com.
That is a book, and then there is a note. I take my things. Thanks, Miss Kitty. Ooh, I got some. Okay. Ooh, yum. Okay, I think that
we're doing a video here.
Oh, yum! I think that this is from Gregor.
Is it from? Okay.
I think that this is from
Gregor.
Yeah.
Does it say Gregor on it?
No, it does not.
This is from Kent Rollins himself.
Yep.
Thanks, Miss Kitty. Is that what it says?
Yep. And there's some bubble or peanuts, so I'm trying to not.
I read it. Thanks, Miss Kitty. Is that what it says?
Yeah, that's what it says, Hillbilly. Okay, so I can see what it is by the invoice there. But ooh, look at that.
That's a sticker for my thing too, man.
Whoa, what you got one there? Here is Red River Ranch seasoning mesquite flavor.
Ooh. Oh.
Great as a steak, chicken, or pork rub. I actually have some pork chops in the freezer.
Oh, well, man, and for the using the grill, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
right, here, got some.
Let me try.
That's. I'm gonna put the lid back on. I don't want to dump it onto your hand and
Ooh, man.
have a bunch. You should let me try some.
That's good.
That is really good.
That's really good. Got a little bit of a Lowry's type of. That Ken Rollins, man, I swear. I wonder if they do YouTube or something.
They might. We'll have to check them out. That's tasty. Okay, next in the box. That is not the only goodie in the box. The next one is wrapped in bubble wrap, so it is glass. And the glass survived the shipping. Okay, that taped up real good here.
Skate. Show this one.
Okay, yeah, show the bottle.
Woo, man, we love our season. I should show my card. Got my sticker here. Cute couple. It's a great day above the grass. Yes, sir.
This is green chili chipotle relish. Now, this one I'm not going to open right now and taste test it because I don't want to open it until I'm ready to use it. A blend of smoke and heat with a hint of sweet. Perfect.
Dang.
Smoke, sweet, and a hint of sweet. I like that. Let me show that label.
Well, you're kind of awesome.
Yeah, I am. I'm pretty good at that. Ooh.
Telling me. Woo! I'm excited.
We'll have ourselves a nice little
And where's these
meal
folks from?
plan.
Where are these?
This one here that I have in my hand, it's a smoky dip mix. Red River smoky dip. Mix it with 3 tablespoons of the mix with a half a cup of sour cream and a half a cup of mayonnaise. Yum! Dehydrated red bell peppers, paprika, and other spices. Dehydrated onion, sea salt, and garlic powder. Yum! Look at that.
Wow.
Does that look good? That'd be a good dip.
Where are these folks
Dip mix?
from?
Let me look. You've got the info there.
I was looking on their thing, I didn't see. And look at that, man. Woo, doggy, that look
Oklahoma is the return
Oklahoma.
label, and it's shipped through a shipping service.
good. Red River.
Yeah, it's shipped through a shipping service, so I don't have like their.
Whoa.
And this card here is for their book. It is a cookbook.
Faith, family, and
Yeah.
feast. I like that.
Yep, so they don't actually say, hey, we're from Oklahoma, but the return address is from Oklahoma. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Not only will we enjoy
Thank you, Gregor. I'm pretty sure it's Gregor.
tasting your products there, but we'll also enjoy sharing it with all of our friends too. Awesome.
Did,
and I'll reuse all this packing material because I
Was
sell
it
on
Gregor?
eBay. There's no note about that, but
Oh, okay.
I'm
Pretty
pretty
sure
sure.
it's Gregor.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it is. Yes, thank you.
Sweet.
Very
Thank
nice.
you. That's awesome.
Okay.
It's Christmas after Christmas,
Christmas
man.
after Christmas.
Hey, whoa, give me a sticker, man.
Well, I wasn't like taking it away from you forever.
No, I'll put it
He
in
loves his stickers.
Yeah, well, my last one, I lost a sticker that Jordan gave me.
Yeah.
All right, then,
Give that to me.
thank you very much. That's awesome.
Very awesome.
I'm hungry, so Miss Kitty.
Yeah. You haven't put
Some of
that
this
on your
my
eggs. Yeah.
Great. So we actually made a couple little notes. Going to go over just a few things. I've had a bunch, since I've been talking. We're doing is the knife sitting here? Let's go. Not that one, man.
Oh.
The giveaway.
Know that.
Make sure you get your postcards in, so it'll be. You still got enough time to get a postcard.
If
Slide a
you-
postcard in
do
here,
it now.
and then
Don't wait. Just go put it
That's
in.
right. Make sure you put your email address on there.
And this is the first giveaway of 2020. So
Yep.
if you throw your postcard in the mail and we don't get it before the drawing on the
Then
8th,
it will go for the next
it'll
drawing
go
next
into the
month.
next
Because we're going to do a drawing a month. It won't be for, I can't say it won't be for a knife. Don't really know what we're going to give away next month. We're going to give away, it's not going to just be knives. And then, been talking about doing some smithing and stuff out here. And I've had so many people trying to put, orders in. Or, how do I get an order in for a knife and stuff? And sorry to say, man, I am not. I'm not getting on that wagon again right now, man. I'll tell you that took over. Which,
it's okay.
Yeah, it's good, man, and thank you for
everybody that
wanting
has
to place
ever
orders.
bought a knife from us in the past. You have
actually helped pay for this homestead. Absolutely,
you're a part of this homestead.
Yeah, we paid.
Right.
You know, that's how we paid for and where we're at. You know, we've been here, which was funny because I just got a note from Sand Hollow Homestead. Go over and check out my buddy Sand Hollow, Butch, over at Sand Hollow. I did not, which I think I did know it, but I didn't know it.
Never
But
mind.
we've been friends on there, and it's crazy, dude, because we're not even that far. I drive by his thing, man, and he chews me out for not pulling off of there. Yeah, because he's in Sand Hollow, which is down flatlands towards Boise, but he has a channel. I'm going to put his link down below. Please go over and check out their place, man. Great people over there, great family. But I didn't, in all the years, like I said, I think I did know it, but I didn't know it, is they actually... This is their 7th year. He said, man, this is it, man. We're in 2020 and it's our 7th year. There's nothing but good luck coming.
Yeah.
So, and they moved on to here, I think he said September, 7 years ago in September. We bought ours and signed and everything July. It'll be 7 years in July, and then was on here full time October 1st. And that's when I first started, you know, I put this snow shelter and lean-to and stuff all together in October of... And so many people said, oh, man, that thing ain't going to last. 7 years later, I'm still sitting under, man.
Well, you did do some improvements after that first year. That first year was slap
and then and this year, and I've been wanting to do it for the last 3 years, but that crazy hump that's on that was totally put together.
I think that you're more sensitive about that than
anybody else. Yeah, but well, that's because I was a roofer.
Right.
So it drives me.
Right.
And all I did is the transition, dude, the snow, it was snowing when I did it, man. And we had a big green tarp over it and stuff. So that crazy hump on the roof of the cabin that we call it, you know, which is actually just a snow shelter in here, but that was put together like that, and it was supposed to be just for that, you know, I was going to do something that next spring, and yeah, that's just how how it is on the
your temporary
homestead. My temporary thing's been up there for 7 years.
Let's call it semi-permanent.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to actually redo that hump. I want to make a little ledge thing and stuff. I actually had done a skylight that I had to get rid of. Dude, that thing just tried to grab me.
Yeah, it leaked a lot.
Yeah, it leaked a lot.
Some have a tendency to do that. Okay, so what else we got here?
Blacksmithing. So no knife orders.
No knife orders.
Knife to muskrat. The weather. Today, man, I'm going to get out there. I did not work on the snow blower yesterday, man. I'm going to today. Today it's actually supposed to be 42 degrees, but starting tonight, tomorrow, and it's a 90-something% chance. The snow is hitting, and as far in the 10-day forecast as we can look ahead, which is 10 days, is snow. Snow.
But I gotta tell you,
snow.
It's not 100%.
Well, they don't even know, man.
Right.
It's like listening to the Lion Lyric.
Yeah, you just don't know, and it could all blow through at the same
time.
And
and
we just don't know.
You know, and I got to be careful about saying this because I said this 3 years ago with the Snowmageddon. But dude, I will take the snow over the brutal sub-zero cold temps.
Yeah. At least with the snow, there's warmth.
Yeah. Well, 30 and 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Is Kevin out there?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
he's warming up his truck.
Okay. So man, so big snowstorm coming. We'll take you. Obviously, you'll be here with us for that. 7 years on the creek bottom. We talked about.
The weather has actually been a very
man.
Well, I was talking about the 7 years that we've been here, living in the weather the way we are, just watching the ebb and flow of.
Did you say ebb and flow?
Yeah.
Wow, that was.
Of the weather and paying attention to. I mean, when we had climate control homes, it was like, oh, is it cold outside? Better grab my coat. Let's go.
Right.
Here, it's you.
When you live this close to the earth.
Your day is planned around what the weather is doing, so you are like with it.
I've said that. You know, if you watch our videos, and welcome to all the new subscribers and viewers and all that. We've said that many times. You know, that's why we call ourselves back to earthers, because you know, yeah, we have power and stuff, but we're still,
Right.
you know, off the grid or against the
Right.
grain, whatever you
Right.
want to call it, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, live in a hand-built thing, you know, and...
Yeah, and we have shelter,
Right.
but our shelter is not what you would consider to be a home.
Right. And for 2 years, the first 2 years, where we're sitting right now, we tried. We were actually just going to
dirt.
leave it as a dirt
We lived
floor.
on dirt.
Yep.
Right.
And then
I
the
couldn't do it.
dust, man, the
Yeah.
dust with the computers and stuff like that, because we had carpets. And then remember,
twisting your
remember I
ankles
tried
and-
the one year I tried
Sawdust.
well, was it sawdust? Wood
was wood
chips,
chips, but
cedar wood
still.
chips. And dude, it
Yeah.
smelled so good because I'd spray it with the water bottle to try to keep the dust. Oh, dude, it was a nightmare, man. It wasn't like it going in one of them bars in Yellow Pine or anything, man.
Then it makes you remember, you know, were you born in a barn?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I live in one.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how I always felt with it,
Exactly,
yeah.
dude. Exactly. But it was, you know, the experience, all, you know. So, man, we've lived on dirt floor for 2 years. We lived on dirt floors. You know, and now, and then I did,
Yeah.
this is
It
all
was-
a pallet floor is
Yeah,
what it
pellet
is.
floor is all he did,
Yeah.
but it was worth the experience. But I wouldn't suggest.
Oh,
it for
no,
long-term
man.
living.
No. You know, and this in 2020, I love it.
I do
But,
too.
is, you know, our goal for this year, whether it be, you know, it always revolves around the greenbacks, but we definitely want to separate. We want, you know, where we're sitting right now, we want to have this just as the office for, you know, mountain junkers and, you know, all that, you know, for the stuff, and then separate. But we want to, what we're saying, man, is we want to separate our jobs
From our house.
from our house. Yes, so we want to have, you know, a little trailer or
private
something out there.
living space.
Well, that's Miss Kitty's. I actually want Miss Kitty's space that I go visit.
That doesn't have merchandise or overflow.
Yep, and that's
No death
she wants
piles.
to decorate it with all her little
Yeah.
mushroom things. I don't get
Yeah.
to take any old rusty.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's a few
Yeah.
rusty pieces she's got.
Because in here it's very tight space, and yeah, we have most of our eBay storage out of our living space, but we have death piles in here. Why? We
Absolutely,
have,
yeah.
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 We need to. Yeah.
Yeah,
We gotta make that
yeah,
change in
That's
2020.
right, living
Yeah.
with it all.
Death
so
to
that's-
the death
yeah,
pile.
death to the death pile. And then for 2020, you know, I'd kind of talked about it, touched on it, with that picture and stuff yesterday with the Miss Kitty. We're getting back into the permaculture and the farming and the growing and gardening. And,
Yeah, and
you know,
for all you new subscribers, bare land when we got here, it had never been lived on or
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, well,
Nothing.
they
It was wild land.
right, they were making, and I've talked about it, you can go back on the videos, you know, I've talked about, we're sitting in an RV slot, and the old boy that was putting this place together, there's, I can't remember how many slots, but we have the boxes, you know, like the RV box, and then we have dumps out here. So this was going to be an RV, it never opened. He ran into some issues with, I don't even
Yeah.
know. I really don't even know. I've heard so many, you know, because you hear, and
Hearsay,
Ferd
but you
passed
don't
away
know.
20 years, over
20 years,
20, yeah, I don't know exactly, but the old boy that was putting this together, won't get into that, man. He visits. But this
He's
was
still
his,
here.
yeah, this was his baby.
Yeah.
And, it never, you know, it never came to be, you know. I mean, he had it all pretty much done. Whoa, man, that means it's about time to end this mother.
But so we originally started with the gardening and
We'll just use the other editor for him to get
okay. With the gardening, we tried this spot here. We tried that spot there. We went over here and tried this spot. And
I
there's
even cut down all the, didn't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
we went down into the creek bottom. I think that was the second year, and stickers on my head. Went down the creek bottom, and you can go back on the videos, and I actually cut down a big spot to try to let some sun come in because of all the cottonwoods and cleared them out, which now they're all back and they're healthier and all get up, which cottonwood's amazing for permaculture. But the problem in the creek bottom, I should let you get back to whatever you were saying.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Is down there, and I've talked about it before, is even in July, not every year, you know, because
Yeah.
the weather's different every year, but that one year in July, I went down there and we were planting down there, and I dug, and man, it was like a scoop, a shovel and a half,
just hear
and
the
dude, there's suction, and then there's water, man, you know, because you're in a creek bottom
Yeah,
and stuff,
the water
you know?
table is right on the surface. So
and we're sitting on a buildup of gravel and everything. This whole thing, we've looked back on it and reassearched it. We had no idea when we bought it, you know, if you followed our videos.
We were just excited to be here.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Dude,
we were blinded by...
Yeah. Well, Miss Kitty was blinded. I was going for the pine trees. She's the one, which I'm happy. I love my creek bottom and stuff. She kept pushing for this piece because I was headed for the pine trees, you know, but she kept on pulling me back in for gardening and all that, which leads us back to, because man, where we're, the place that, the second one on the list, yeah, we think we have gardening problems here, up there. Right now, I'm sure they got 4 or 5 feet of snow up there, easy.
And think about when it was Snowmageddon.
Yeah, and it's, man, and that one's actually in that snow belt, because there's a snow belt that runs through above us, and the place, the second one on the list to the creek bottom was right in that snow belt, man. And that's, and the, you know, the canopies and stuff, that would be greenhouse maybe, but even that would be tough.
Maybe.
So now back to the growing down here.
So for the first 5 years, we hit the growing hard, trying to develop a garden space, and last year we had to take a year off.
Yeah,
because we've been able to grow a tomato plant and harvest 4 or 5 tomatoes off one plant.
And we did have the one 2 years ago. Or was it 3 years ago when we did it all right here? The best that we've done is right here in front of the cabin.
Yeah, but we never got more than 4 or 5 tomatoes off of one plant. Yeah, we planted 4 or 5 plants and got 4 or 5 tomatoes off of each plant.
Pretty good because we had peppers and everything that one year.
Yeah, but it wasn't prolific. It wasn't.
We got to argue on here.
We will. We will. I don't want to grow a garden. I don't want to grow a salad garden.
No.
I want to grow a
forest.
preservation garden where I can harvest enough and put it up for the winter.
Yep. That's why we're going with the, you know, I've been researching it forever, you know, other than last year, you know, the hoop greenhouses and all that. And what we're going to use as a temporary one, because until I get the motorhome out of here and decide exactly where we want it. But we have our canopies, our flea market canopies, man, so I'm going to get some heavy...
That's instant framework.
Yeah, instant, man, and it's, you know, steel frame, you know, totally. I mean, not that it couldn't blow over in a windstorm, and you don't leave it up in the winter and all that. But for growing, you know, I mean, dude, we set up flea markets with glassware and all kinds, you know, I mean, we've fared through some crazy storms with those old canopies. So we're going to do a 10 by 20 greenhouse out here, which will obviously take y'all along with that, and see if that's going to help the growing and producing. And that last year, man, we couldn't have picked a better year to take off. Than, which, you know, man, from some of the stuff that I'm watching and the solar minimum, and, you know, I'm not going to get all into that, man. We're totally 100% true believers in the solar minimum and the earth, you know, it's a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Yeah, it's a cycle. You know, so, man, I don't even, you know, I ain't even going there. This is completely about gardening.
It's still, no matter what it is.
Right, no matter what it is, you know, the earth controls everything, man. So the earth and the sun. So, you know, Mother Nature will do what she does. So with all that said, if we wouldn't, I mean, our growing season, I've said it before, said it in yesterday's video, we had fires, you know, the wood stove sitting right behind you. And we had fires in July, or in June. Into June, we were still lighting fires in the morning to take the chill off. It was, last year was, man, the summer was about that long. It was quick and fast. So hopefully, the growing season this year, and that's why as soon as we get, you know, obviously we got a bunch of snow coming. We're just now getting into winter, you know. But it is time to start getting seeds and getting all that stuff ready.
And us taking off last year was just a rest. It wasn't...
Yeah, we weren't quitting, you know, by no means. And we've grown gardens, you know, forever. We've always, you know, we always had little gardens and tomatoes and stuff, you know. I mean, all the way back to when we had the city houses.
Even last year we had tomato plants and stuff.
Yeah, we still had some,
We just weren't approaching it in a way of, like I said, preservation to grow enough to preserve for the winter. It was a salad garden.
Yeah, and we want to get back, you know, our whole goals, and we're actually talking about, you know, I'm not going to say we're doing this video, but we want to we want to look back on the video when Ty, you know, that if you look back at our, what's that one called? The
Mountain Junkers.
yeah, I think it's a Mountain Junkers. The one, man, when Ty came, the Hollywood producers came and filmed, and we kind of cut it up and stuff and put our own little version of it together. But he put this amazing sizzle reel. Yeah, put this sizzle reel together. Well, we want to go back on that, and that was before we were down in the flatlands, living on the outskirts of Nampa, Idaho.
That was 4 months before we ever found this place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I want to go back on that, but we're talking in it, and you know, and he was so. I still talk to him occasionally, man. And Ty was just dumbfounded that, you know, that nothing picked us up, because they would have been able to follow the whole, you know, us searching for the property, and man, we could go into all that, man, almost sliding off a cliff in the snow, because we started searching for property in January, man. So anyway. So that sizzle reel, but we want to look back on that sizzle reel and compare, you know, our thoughts, because we look at it now.
We had a 5-year plan.
Yeah, we had a 5-year plan.
That ended 2 years ago.
Yep.
And it has changed.
It's changed, man, yeah. Which, I mean, some of it with health problems with our children and, you know, just life, you know. So, I mean, that definitely puts a... Because last year, actually the last 2 years with health issues and stuff like that, well, yeah, and it's just... You know, it takes over your...
I mean,
when you take, you know, your homestead and you're trying to build something, and something's going on with one of your kids or grandchildren or something like that, who gives a crap about any of that stuff? So that's, you know, family's number one always. With all that said, but this year, I'm excited.
I am very excited too, because I feel rested. We have experience with the land that we're on.
We know where, sun.
We've got some
rain, wet.
Some changes that we're going to make in how we try to grow. We're going to haul in dirt.
Yep.
And that's, you know, we got dirt here because our land has multiple. It's almost like multiple zones.
Totally. Well, that's what Kevin always said. He wanted to bring the classes.
Right.
So
but we have like a high, dry desert, and then we have swamp, and we have wetland, and
we have forest.
We have
cottonwood. We have creek bottom.
We have a complete canopy.
We have a bayou.
Yeah.
Down there. It is.
We have a complete
swampy
canopy
bayou
in spots, and other places are full sun.
We got the meadow, grassy meadow for, you know, just, I mean, it is. And that's, you know, people always asking, well, how many acres you got? 4. Man, one for each direction, man. We got 4 acres is what we have, and that's, you know, not that we don't want to expand out.
Right.
I was really hoping to buy the piece over here, but it wasn't meant to be. Which would be, I mean, dude, 4 acres. If you have property, I don't care if you have, you know, an acre. I don't care if you have a 1/16 of an acre, on up to, you know, 1,000 acres. It's a lot of dang work, man. Yeah. And what's with our trees and the planting, that's something I was gonna. Time limit's out, gone. We'll just use the other editor.
Okay.
So out here, along with the gardening. And I don't know if I've even talked or touched on it. I didn't get the trees that I got from old Bear Paw Shane planted, because we were actually having going back and forth. She was wanting me to put them somewhere. I was wanting to put them somewhere else. So I just got them out here safe and sound. And now with that, we're actually where I wanted to plant them. Turns out she's always right. Turned out that I wouldn't want them, because I was going to plant them right out here in front of the cabin, and that was before we decided to get back and go gung-ho. Because since the garden did the best right here, we're really going to concentrate on this area, but also move out. And now to the trees. We're planning
we're going to do some tree planting.
Yes, we want to plant a bunch of poplars on that end. Like I said, man, the growth, you know, there's nothing you can do, man. And, you know, man, I don't blame anybody for moving anywhere, you know, especially to get away from the craziness. And I only see Idaho and every county, man, just everywhere, you know, and, you know, getting worse, you know, as far as that, you know. So if it turns out that we get to buy more land someday, that's because I'd want connected, you know, to our land.
Right. To expand, not to move.
Right. But anyways, we want to get the poplars growing in the back, because seen this thing one time, man, and it was growing you know, when you come into a piece of bare land or
To landscape.
Yeah, to landscape in order to make it look. You start off, man, with the trees that grow fast and tall, or shrubs, whatever you want to do, in the back, you know, of what you want to look at, and then you just come forward kind of with that.
And lower the
right, and lower the things, or
vegetation as you go.
plant your stuff. So what we want to do is do the poplars, and there's actually eventually we want a little pond out there and stuff like that. But the poplars, and then we want to get our pine trees and dogwoods and all that stuff going. You know, those poplars, we want to get those 10-year poplars that grow.
The tall
Yeah, I mean,
stands,
like 30 feet in 10 years or something like that. And by the time that those, because they're 10-year trees, by the time those are done, then your evergreens and your pine trees and all that, and your dogwoods and everything, are up like that. So that's our plan with the trees. And you were gonna touch on the trees or something. How many trees are we talking, Miss Kitty? Hopefully.
I was going to touch on the trees.
Yeah,
I didn't write it down.
Oh, you didn't?
No. we talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many trees were we talking about? Your eyes are like watery.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got allergies?
Yeah. We had talked about planting, just what you had just said, planting the 10-year poplars, putting in the...
Cut her off guard, now she's...
Yeah. That's just exactly what we talked about.
So anyway, man, that's the plan. Now this video's went way long.
Yep.
Probably too long.
No.
Should we do it again?
No.
Should we start all over?
No.
Hello, Americans. So I think, do you have anything else that you wanted to touch on? Man, I'm getting hot in here.
No, we're pretty excited about doing the garden.
Very excited about getting into animals again, man.
Yeah.
You
We
know?
didn't even talk about the
No,
animals
that's
on this video. You
right.
did yesterday quite a bit, so...
Well, a little bit, but
good.
yeah, I did. Well, actually, I wrote it in the description. You know, it's taken us a while to get over losing
It has.
Nick and Knack. Nick and Knack were our friends, man.
And,
They were a
well,
pain in the butt. I loved those two goats.
Yeah, and the chickens,
And the chickens and
and
turkeys.
turkeys were hard to lose
Yep.
also.
Well, little man, we'd had
Yeah.
him for
Forever.
8 years,
Yeah.
or longer
Well,
than that. 10
Midnight,
years.
Lucky, was little man's chick.
Chick, yeah, and she was the last
Yeah.
one. And you get attached, man. And your chickens,
do.
we really get attached to because,
And we have a lot of guilt being their protectors and
especially
having
the goats.
not.
They were trying to tell me, and I just didn't catch
Yeah.
it.
So, yeah, we're gonna.
And I'll tell you the one thing, man, and that's if you're on a homestead. Here we go make this even longer. But one of the things with us, and with anybody, you get on a place, you know, and you're in the wilds, you know what I mean. You know, to us, you get comfortable. You
do.
know, man, you've built your buildings, you know,
You
and
do.
you've got your fence here, and you got your trucks and your trailers, and, you know, you're just wandering around, man, just like you're in downtown Boise or something.
Right.
And you just get so comfortable,
Right.
you forget that, was it the year before the bear when I walked by the cougar?
The cougar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, even the bear, we knew.
yeah, we knew the bear
We
had been
knew
here
the
since,
bear.
yeah, the kids had
The
seen the bear.
first
a
2
long
weeks
time
that
ago.
we had bought in this land, we saw the bear.
Yeah, the bear actually came
The
walking
bear-
right across in
right,
front of here.
right where we're sitting.
And Cara and Kevin were over at his trailer, and they watched the bear walked across here, sat down in the middle of the.
Start
'Cause we used to have
playing
a
with
road
his
going
toes.
out that way, and sat down. Yeah, where I parked the
Yeah.
Ford, and he's playing with his toes and stuff. And they're just sitting over at
Yeah.
the trailer, just watching him. And then he walked off into the.
And never once
No,
did
and
we
we'd hear it.
have any problems. Yes,
Right.
we knew
Yep.
that
We'd
she was
hear
here.
her
We would hear her
going down the creek bottom, you know, in the middle of the night. You'd hear it. And she'd be walking down through the creek, you
Yeah.
know, hitting bushes
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And she always stayed over at that one end. And the year that she ended up killing the goats was that was after that was
Yeah,
when the
there's
big
no
winter
berries.
kill. That was the same year as
Yeah.
the Snowmageddon and everything. Because there was
Yeah,
no
the-
berries, no.
Yeah, the blossoms
food.
where we have hawthorns and wild plum, and all of them, all the blossoms were killed off.
Yep, and nothing.
So there was no fruit.
Yeah, no fruit. And that's what, so I mean, it pushed her.
So she
That's
was
Mother
hungry.
Nature doing that.
And we weren't paying attention.
You know,
We
and
wouldn't
I
know
felt,
we'd-
you know, I mean, obviously when something, you know, kills a pet or something like that, you know, but I understood
Right.
and actually felt bad.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got the Trapper and Fish and Game and stuff to come out here, I thought they would take her and put her somewhere else.
Relocate
And
her,
they
but
just
they
do not
didn't.
relocate anymore because they took one over 100 miles away, and that bear was back within a week.
And being as close to a populated area, after the fact, the game warden said that it was actually pretty necessary for her to go away because she was old. She had, all of her teeth had been broken out. So he was explaining to us that she was angry.
Yeah, she was coming to the end of her.
Coming to the end. So it was, if it wasn't us there and our goats, she would have found somebody or something else.
Yeah.
So we were able to.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Diffuse
pretty.
It was. I still get emotional.
Yeah, oh yeah, because the goats, yeah.
And the bear.
And the bear too. That's like,
her.
our connection to. I felt bad for her too. But that and that connection. But something that was surreal was I was out there and when they trapped her that one day, and so here I'm out there checking, man. She is PO'd, man. And she's in one of them barrel traps, and I'm standing out there. And at a distance, and I'm not talking a long distance, but at a distance, I can see too. Those one people had rented that place down there, and there's little kids, man. Here's some little kids riding around on their bikes, man, like TNT's age, and they're running around and stuff like that, and they're just
comfortable.
It's a few hundred yards. Yeah, it's a few hundred yards, but a few hundred yards, that big old bear ain't much, man. And here, there's little dogs and stuff, and I'm thinking, wow, dude, that's crazy. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting at, is you just get so comfortable, man. Yeah. So if you're thinking about living like this, or you live like this, you've just started living like this, don't get too dang comfortable, man. When I walked by that cat, I never even knew it, man. I didn't even know it till after I came and went around, did a circle, came back out. Red comes out, and he's all, "Did you see that cougar?" And I was like, "No, where?" And he's all, "Man, just a minute ago, it was right there." And man, I went over, and sure enough, the tracks, and that cougar was sitting laying underneath that trailer that I'd walked by within 8 or 10 feet, man. That kind of freaked me out. Cougars, of all the animals in the mountain lions, man, of all the animals, the wolves don't bother me. Bears didn't bother me until that one, man. And after touching it, because I'd never killed a bear or never cleaned a bear or anything like that, till that bear. And man, when you stick not this one to do the job, that's why I'm gonna carry a dish. But man, my little buck knife, man, wouldn't even have went through the fat on that. She was amazing. All right, this is went way too long. So thank you for stopping in and having morning coffee with us. We appreciate that. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Helps keep the lights on, the home fires burning, and the propane tanks full. Check out the links below.
Because that's a great way to support the homestead.
And good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise.
We'll be back again tomorrow.
See ya!